think his mindset's pretty good. Yes, I've talked to him a few times, probably more than a few times, but I never was worried about Odell. I know some people out there were. I wasn't worried about him. Exactly what he told us he was doing, he did. He got himself mentally and physically ready to go, and he's mentally and physically ready to go, and hopefully he alluded to that fact also.
How do you picture him in your offense?
I don't know. All I've heard is we don't have enough balls to go around, but Odell's a great player. I like great players that want to win. I feel like he wants to win. I like great players that want to be themselves. He's going to be allowed to be himself. I like great players that can make plays with the ball in his hands. I like players that can get open. I like players that catch the ball. And all those things I think he does very well. So I don't know the specific role yet. We will see what it turns into. But I know that that's our job as coaches to put him in position to make plays, just like it is to put Duke in position to make plays, and just like it is to create schemes and run game holes for Nick Chubb to run the ball in. And it's our job to create opportunities for Baker to make plays, and Callaway and Jarvis and all these guys to make plays. That's our job as coaches. I'd rather have that problem than not enough players, if you ever get me.
Now, just to fill you in since you weren't there, the entire press conference went on, and he didn't mention one defensive player until the last sentence of the day.
I got one of my early starts covering the NFL was in San Diego with Don Coryell, so
right.
I was
he
used
didn't even
to that.
know there was defense.
Wasn't a defense. They'd practice for 3 hours on offense and 15 minutes on defense.
You and I have the same experience that we've gone through all these coaches who have come and gone since 2000, and I don't think they were an official coach of the Cleveland Browns until one thing happens. And I'm saying this lovingly to Jeff Shudell, who was here the other night. And that is, until the coach gets frustrated with some question that Jeff Shudell asks, he's not an official coach of the Cleveland Browns.
We don't know that that's not happened with Freddie last year.
I don't think it's happened with Freddie, so he hasn't officially been anointed.
Listen, I'll say this. I understand that they're trying to be they're right now looking for the path of least resistance with Odell Beckham.
Okay.
Is it okay if next year Baker Mayfield says, you know what, in order to come into camp physically and mentally prepared, I don't think I can make the OTAs this year. Is that going to be okay?
You mean based on
what
they
the fact
allowed
that Odell
him to
just
do?
did it, and now we're talking. The head coach is talking about how he's It's proven already that he's mentally and physically prepared. He hasn't even been in uniform in this camp yet.
He hasn't been in...
Nobody has.
Jonathan Peterlin made a great point. He says he's had relatives come to visit him in Cleveland. They've been here in Cleveland longer than Odell Beckham has. Seen more of the city.
I'm not...
That's a great question,
I'm not casting aspersions on him, but I understand that it's not mandatory, and until it is, players are open to do whatever they want. I thought it was unusual that in his first year here, with a new coaching staff, new coordinators, new teammates, he didn't see the benefit of making more of an effort to get here for more OTAs. And I'm not saying it's a big deal that it's going to affect the season. I was just surprised by it.
So I think what you're saying is that he should have done all that stuff, and if he has a great year and the Browns have a great year, next year the rules change.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's very fair.
But I understand that the quarterback's in a different situation. There's no quarterback that can be that guy who says, I can't make it.
I don't think I remember any quarterback, first-string quarterback, do that.
Nobody would, because they know how important, their role is with the team.
Right.
So,
Freddie
it's going to be an exciting season, and this team should be good for the first time in a long while. I'm all on board with people getting excited about it. I just think that we're probably going to get overly excited and maybe not prepared for the fact that the first 8 games are going to be a pretty big challenge.
It's also a chance it could be 3-3, 2-4 at that point. What do you do at that point?
Yeah,
depends on how they look.
It really depends on how they look. I mean, we're already seeing or hearing that Taylor Lewan from the Tennessee Titans, their very good left tackle, is going to miss the first 4 games due to a drug suspension that he didn't know he was taking.
No, of course not.
I know that shocks you.
How would you know that?
And that's a big loss coming
Right.
into a game here against a defensive line as talented as the one these guys have put together. So
it's
there are 5.5-point favorites in that game. I assume by game time unless they lose
Browns
some
are 5.5?
people. Yeah, they're going to be touchdown favorites, and they should win that game. And maybe they should win the Jets game. I don't know, but I just know that when you got the Patriots, you got to play Denver somewhere in there. You're playing San Francisco on the road. You got the Rams coming in. It's a top-heavy schedule. Those first 8 games are going to be a lot tougher than the last 8.
So